ahead.
All right, we're gonna do Porter's Reel, which is a tune that I learned from a fiddler in Nacogdoches, Texas, named Stafford Harris, and he's no longer with us, but he was really one of the last of sort of the old style Texas fiddlers that didn't necessarily play in the contest style. A lot of great contest fiddlers down there, but a lot of the older styles kind of died out. They were sort of eclipsed by contest fiddling. So this is a tune that he learned from his grandfather. So it's a very old tune, and called Porter's Reel. Nacogdoches, I should mention, is right there on the border of Louisiana. If you're not sure where it is, I think it's one of the oldest towns in the state.
And also, I might mention, because we sometimes forget this, if you purchased the CD, which was on the green album, is that right, what this one's recorded on?
Red.
This was on the red?
Mm-hmm.
Really? If you ended up getting this album and you tried to learn it and you didn't quite understand what was happening with the seconding, in the liner notes it lets you know that one of us was tuned high and one of us was tuned low.
The lead was tuned
Yeah.
low, so the lead is actually on the red CD, it's in the key of C, but it's a D tune. So it's very confusing, and we've had people come up to us and say, hey, I learned Porter's Reel, and they start playing it in C, and we're like, whoa, that sounds really hard.
Yeah, so today, though, I'll just second in standard tuning, which I'm using all of those things that you learned already for the key of D. So
it's a really interesting sound, and if you have the red CD, you'll kind of pick it up that when the lead is tuned low and the seconding, which is playing the bass chording, is tuned high, it gives it this really kind of wonky sound that makes it sound like an accordion. But we're both tuned standard right now.
let me hear your D.
So we were going to do this in the set tonight, but if it's just basically you guys, then maybe we'll pick a different tune. Thank you. Best tune I know.
All right.
If ever someone could possibly be a one-hit wonder in the world of old time, then that's me, and it's with that tune. That's my hit. All right, let's see here. Well, let's just dive right into it because yeah, we don't have a lot of time here. Once again, thinking about those chord shapes, we're utilizing what you call the 2-3 shape in the key of D. We're thinking about that. We're hovering over that shape. So we start on that A note. Oh, that's a little funny though.
Well, I actually think of it as a 2-0 shape for D, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So disregard what I said. That's why I don't teach the seconding stuff. All right, here, let's take a nice look at that little lick there.
Actually, you know what is the hardest thing about this tune is actually the bowing. And so what I'm going to have Howard do is I'm going to have you just loop the bowing over and over.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hard for me to break this down. I'll show you why. It's got this little funny thing that I do that I must have picked up from Mr. Harris, but I'm not really sure, where I kind of do it's almost like a downward pulse. And then you're sliding right back into that A note. Let me think about this. Is that the way I play it? No, it repeats that. Sorry, when I start thinking about it, I can barely play it. I'll slow it down. Just this part?
Not the whole thing, just do the A part. Turn so they can see your bowing. So just try to jump on and try to get the bowing here. Just do that over and over. How many of you are feeling like you have no idea how to get that pulse in there? Because I'm watching. Here's the difference between if you pulse it and don't. different than... It's not exactly the same, but there is all it takes is one pulse to make one phrase sound completely different. So if you're fighting with those saw strokes, remember that a lot of times old fiddlers, even new fiddlers, they're making sounds by either pulsing down. I like to show my students that a pulse sounds like this, but it's a lot smoother. So if you're not someone that's incorporated that feel into your bowing, spend some time working on those pulsing, because that's what will change your phrasing on that.
And I do use the saw stroke as a variation, which makes it sound really radically different, but I don't want to introduce that yet until we kind of covered the whole tune and go back to it, because you'll just wind up doing the saw stroke the whole time, which is, you know, it's better to sort of hold that back and save it, because it really gives the tune a different feel. But you don't want that to be the overwhelming feel of the tune.
Seems like the A part, we might have it
Okay.
pretty close. So.
That's the way I start that. G shape. There's a lot going on there. I'll try and slow it down. Sorry. One more. And I'm thinking a lot about shapes in that second part. You know, the 3-1 shape, that guy there with the third finger planted, pinky unison, and then this G shape right there. You know the unison? A. And we have an option optional chord in that second part, which is a 2 chord in the key of D, being an E chord. And let's take a look at that. Does that sound?
Yeah, it's close.
Okay. Okay, we'll take a look at that and kind of talk about that chord. Take it up a little bit. One more. It's a very funny, very dissonant chord, and you don't have to put it in there if you don't like it. But you know, it's basically play that E chord. Like it just when you isolate it, it's horrible.
We'll show you in just a second. I'll actually play the fiddle seconding part because I do voice an E chord over his G chord. And you guys never knew any better, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know, when you think about it, so
related.
you've got your G chord, or on the fiddle, playing over the E chord. Now the E minor is the relative minor of the G, so there's your sort of relationship, but then you add that third note in, which creates the dissonance. And sometimes in a lot of old time tunes, you'll hear G tunes that have that E major, which is like just sort of pounds you in the head. And some people prefer to put minors in tunes like that, but sometimes, you know, we like that dissonance. We like it to kind of get gritty and then get back into the right groove. So
Let's play this.
okay, let's play it. All right, we'll play it a little bit moderato. That's that variation. Okay, I'll just show you that variation real quick. So, you know, we've got that little downward pulse in that first part. Sometimes I like to just get that so light that you're barely playing it. But here's the variation, it's just saw strokes. It's in a way a lot simpler, but it makes it sound like more is going on. Especially against the seconding. You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'll play the variation.
I might go on ahead. Is anybody interested to seeing what the seconding looks like on this? I'll go through once, and before I do this, I want to let you all know we do this on Patreon if you like what we're doing here. We have these videos that capture our fingers, and Porter's Reel was actually the first one that we did. And I think if you sign up, you get all of the videos that we've done in almost the 2 years that we've been doing it.
Basically, we teach the melody, Trisha's seconding, the guitar accompaniment, and then, of course, the tune talk.
And also, before I do this, I want to really say thank you to Minnesota State Fiddlers Association. You guys are so lucky to have this. We're trying to do this in Kansas, so thank you again for bringing this out, bringing us out, so that we could share what we're doing. Okay, but I'm going to do this real quick, and then we'll give some more thanks. All right, here's the seconding for it.